What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Daily Refinement. It's been a while. I appreciate you guys hanging in there. I want to, um, for those of you who are new to my channel and for those of you who have been around for a while, I just want to reiterate that my channel is definitely about building a life around building economic empowerment through reselling. And it's just something that I really enjoyed. I love talking about reselling. I love going over my trials, things that go well with me, things that don't go well. I love discussing topics. And there's a couple of things that I came to terms with that I'll go over with a little bit later in the video. But today I want to go over the 7 stages of reselling financial freedom. And this was brought to my attention by a gentleman named Joshua Sheets. So now I have a new forum. So the new forum is forum.dailyrefinement.com. It's free forever, so it's going to be free. It does cost me money to operate it, but that's okay. If you guys want to jump in and discuss different topics with me, photography, listing, money making, lifestyle, retirement, taxes, all that stuff, we're going to talk about it in forum.dailyrefinement.com. And I'm choosing that forum because it's just going to be clear, easy to go through, and it's not social media. It's different. It's just pure conversation about how to build a life around reselling. Okay, so this is the stage 0 of the 7 steps. I've adapted Josh's financial independence freedom thing into reselling. So the first goal is stage 0. This is financial dependence. Okay, so you want to get off of being supported by somebody else first. There's a lot of resellers that are on my channel that are younger. You may be living at home. You may be relying on someone, or you may have been an adult that something bad happened to you, and now maybe you're living back at home, or somebody's helping you get started. The first step of reselling financial freedom is to get off of that. Okay, so you're now living on your own, or you're reselling on your own. Nobody else is helping you. You may be behind on your bills, but at least you're not relying on somebody else. Okay, sorry. The next step is financial solvency. Okay, so this is where you're able to be current on your bills. Okay, so this is just you having enough money from your reselling income that you can at least pay your current payment on your credit card bills or your loans or whatever is going on in your life. There's a lot more debt in today's society. I have noticed that from just talking to different people over the last year. So stage 2 is financial stability. And this is where, again, you're not behind. You can at least make the minimum payment, and you're just growing. You're learning. A lot of people are in this stage. The third stage is debt freedom. So not all debt is created equal, right? So if you're taking a PayPal working capital loan and you're paying 10% interest on it, but you purchase something that you should double your money with it, that debt is different than consumer debt. Like if you bought a Rolex when you got a new job, or you upgraded your wardrobe, or you bought a BMW, that's consumer debt. It's different. So freedom from that, I would consider stage 3. And this is where you don't have any high interest debt. The debt you do have, hopefully, is for an appreciating asset. That's stage 3. So if you're free from debt, and now everything that you make is just adding to your net worth, that's stage 3. Now, originally, when I first started this journey, this was my total goal, but there's a lot more to it than that. This is just like the very, very middle of the journey. It starts to get really good after this, and that's where I was. And I just think that it's really important, because I took a step back from social media and looking at the world and trying to focus on what's important. And I actually just thought debt freedom was it. Like, now I don't owe anybody anything. It's all peaceful. But there's so much more you can do once you're at this point. And I want to go over that, because hopefully this is super inspiring for you guys. Hopefully it should be. Okay, the next one is financial security. Now, this is pretty intense. And what this means is that your reselling business pays for your basic bills. Okay, so as an example, usually the amount that you have listed equates to how much money you make per year. So if you have, let's say, $50,000 worth of stuff listed, and you turn it 2 or 3 times a year, and you at least double your money, you're going to be looking at $35,000 to $50,000 worth of net income, pre-tax income. This is the financial security area where it's just paying your basic bills. For most people in America, the household income is $50K for 2 people. For the median, that's the middle, right? And so at this stage, you're at least getting by. Now, if you have employees that run this for you, so there's a lot of people I've met who have a regular job and their side hustle eBay store does it has 50,000 items in it. So as an example, that would be 1,000 items that are $50. So let's say you're a vintage electronics seller. You buy the stuff at Goodwill for $10. It's on your store for 50 or more. You have 1,000 of those, and that's paying your bills and you, plus a couple people to list and sell and ship it for you. Now you're looking at basically financial security. Now this is also just still the middle of the road. There's a lot more things beyond this, but at this point you're feeling pretty good about yourself because all your basic needs are met for by your store. So many people are asking, how do I replace my job? This is the area where you replace your job. When you have your net income as your listed amount on eBay, roughly, just to give yourself an idea, I would give yourself a little bit of a cushion, like try to get the $70,000 or $80,000 worth of stuff listed, so that you don't have to panic when sales are slow or you screwed up your metrics and sales are dipping. You can wait until your metrics come back, and you don't have to cheap sell all the stuff that you work so hard to find just to sell it, right? So maintaining a good, healthy eBay account or Amazon or whatever at this level is just financial security. It's paying your basic bills. Now, here's the next thing. The next thing is financial independence. And this is where your store is a little bit higher in income. And at this point, it's paying for a normal lifestyle. So financial security, you're just getting by. Financial independence, now maybe you can get a little bit of a nicer car. Now you can afford a mortgage or something. It's like the 70K a year level. Okay, so if you're making 70K to 121K, you're definitely not wealthy, at least where I live. You're just sort of like above average. This is pretty comfortable, right? A lot of resellers are in this area. Maybe you have one employee, maybe you have maybe it's a husband and wife team. They'll allow you to get to this financial independent area, which is 70 to 121. And according to Joshua Sheets, only 5% of people make $121,000 or more net, period. So feel very fortunate that you are in an industry, if you are a reseller, where lots of people make over 100,000. If you were a teacher, this would be a very different channel. If I was like, hey, let's make 121,000 as a teacher, it would not be, there are not very many teachers can qualify for that. But within 5 years, there are a lot of resellers that are able to make 100K by just rolling the money over and over and doubling it. So if you're looking for a deal where you double your money and you start with $1,000, you only need to double your money 10 times to make $1 million. It gets harder, obviously, as you start to get stuff that's more expensive, more work, maybe more items. But you can grow to a 6-figure income on reselling. It's very straightforward. So you can achieve this financial freedom level by just getting to that level. Now, I'm sorry, this is financial independence, where it's just 70 to 121. Now, this is another level that's higher. Tiffany, I'll go over how to I'll answer how to get an employee after I'm done. I'm almost done. So number 6 is financial freedom. Now, this is kind of a crazy number. This is the number where your reselling income passes your ideal lifestyle. Okay, so if you want a Lamborghini or you want to wear nice suits and have cool stuff and be James Bond and you need a lot of income, then you need to get to this stage, which is more like, in my opinion, after you look at breaking it down, you need to make like $200,000 to $500,000 a year to actually afford this lifestyle. Most of the people you see on social media can't afford this lifestyle. Okay, the lifestyle that they show online is extremely expensive. If you like legitimately want to have all this fancy stuff, you need to make $250,000 to $500,000 really to afford it, in my opinion. Unless you're living at home with your $2,000 car payment. That's a thing, right? Like I just looked up an Aventador payment for a Lamborghini. It's like 40 grand a year if you want to take care of one. So you could afford that as a reseller, making 71 to 121. You could get an Aventador payment, but it'd be tough. You probably have to live at home. You probably have to cook all your meals. So just make sure that you're balanced. True financial freedom, I think, is like living where you want to live, car that you want, lifestyle that you want. And that's sort of it. But now here's the cool part. So now you have financial freedom. That's like the 200 to 500K range. At this level, you can afford whatever you want. There's now financial abundance, which is where I want to be, because that's when you're making so much money. Now, what you're really doing is just figuring out what to do with it. I'm really inspired by Mr. Money Mustache. I was looking at his lifestyle. He was able to retire at 29. So at 29, he was at like stage 4, which is where your investment income outpaces what you spend. So he was able to retire before he had a kid. So that's amazing. Literally, he and his wife can spend 100% of their time with their kid if they wanted to. They have the option of spending 100% of their time with their kid at 29. That's pretty amazing. I can actually do that I could potentially retire before having a kid if I can figure out how to increase my income a little bit and just maintain the expenses. I can do that even in California. It's just you really have to plan. But I'm just amazed because Pete, who he runs Mr. Money Mustache, he earns millions of dollars a year and still lives on 25K a year, which he considers a maximum lifestyle. He doesn't have any bills. He owns his house outright. He spends $150 a week at Costco, which for a family of 3 is not that frugal, right? You can get almost anything you want for $150 a week at Costco for 3 people. You can still eat meat. You don't have to be vegetarian. You don't have to eat rice and beans and only an egg on your birthday. Like, you can do that. I saw a blog article that said how to comfortably eat for $36 a month. It's not that comfortable to only eat on $36 a month. I've looked at it and it's doable. You could do it, and it's basically rice and beans. That's how you get a complete protein and the cheapest vegetables that are available. You can do that, but he's not doing that. Mr. Money Mustache spends $150 a week on groceries, which is a fantastic lifestyle in my opinion. He's able to spend 100% of his time with his family. He created a co-working space with 70 people that he does work with. So after the age of 29, even though he's retired, he's more active than ever. He's in great shape. He's eating whatever he wants, drinking whatever he wants, and he hangs out with 70 community builders like myself, people who are making and creating forums for people to chat and talk and improve stuff. And it's made me readjust the way I do things. And I want to go over this main part. So if you guys are still hanging out, this is the main reason. One of the things I don't like about social media is that you actually get paid. You get paid and rewarded for making salacious comments or remarks, or like, if you want to be more popular, you will be more dramatic. And so, because the algorithm favors that on Facebook or on YouTube. So I've decided I do not want a large channel. I'm going to change and just have really well thought out articles like this, where I go and talk about a specific topic, link to a forum. If you guys want to chat in there, it's always going to be free. It's different. Okay, if I wanted to make, and I got sucked into making money on YouTube, which doesn't make sense to me because it's such a small amount of income versus reselling or anything else that I do. I was thinking about what I could be the best in the world at. I can't be the best in the world at YouTube because I don't like it enough to do it at that level. I don't want to spend 4 hours on my thumbnail and title to make it the most eye-grabbing, eye-catching thing. I don't want to make titles that are misleading. I have done that before. I've tried that before, and I didn't even notice myself doing it because you get rewarded. I watched a lot of stuff on social media, and it basically rewards you for doing that. And I don't want to be like that. I feel like each time you turn something into a polarizing topic, you get rewarded. And I would rather not do that. I only want one directional topics, just progress. So the negative part is super cool, right? But that's as far as if you're trying to make money on social media, but I don't need to make money on social media. I'm totally cool without it. I haven't logged into Instagram in 15 days, and I don't miss it. It's fine. It's better. Like, my food tastes better. I now notice things more because I'm not constantly distracted by it. I'm not crafting some kind of thing that looks better than it is. So I just moved away from it. So social media is cool. It's interesting. You can use it for positive. But when I started looking at the algorithm, it really helped me understand how it works. These social platforms, they basically drip attention to you. So you get likes not all at once, but throughout like the next 24 hours between your next post. They're also going to email you and say, look what's happening with this person, to drag you back into the algorithm so that you get back into it. And then they will give you likes, comments, and love as things that, as you create more drama for people. So I'm going to move away from that. Everything's going to be a forum.dailyrefinement.com now for discussion, like the 7 stages of reselling financial freedom. I'd rather just serve 1,000 people. So I'm just going to make my content shorter, cleaner, more thought out, well written. And then if you guys want to go in there, add comments, etc., that'll be great, because I want to get in there. I want to make the best resources for photography, listing, shipping, all that stuff. I want most of it to be free. I do have mastermind conversations that I'm going to put behind my Patreon group just so I can fund this, but the main forum is going to be free. So go ahead and put whatever information you need in there. Let's see. When I level up to a barcode system, I could use a barcode system right now. I did change my system, so I'm no longer using the clips. I do have a barcode system. I just don't use it. In my spreadsheet, I have a font that's the barcode that matches the inventory number. So if the number is 00005, the column to the left of it in my spreadsheet is the barcode. So I could print that onto the tag and I could scan all my items. But my system is relatively straightforward, and my goal is only 9,000 items in stock. So I don't need a barcode system right now. But I can add it at any time because it's not too difficult. I was talking to Brian on Instagram. I think he's btrade11, very nice guy. He walked me through exactly how you do it. So you print out barcodes, you put that barcode on the item, you scan it in the column in your spreadsheet that is location, and then item. So you have one on the bin and one on the item. You scan both barcodes into your system, and now you know where it is and what it is. So that's what Amazon does. You guys can copy that system. It's not too complicated. Your photos are still dropping off of eBay. So what I would do, Duncan, is you can email or call eBay and ask them to send you a report. I just did this. There was a lot of my items, probably over 100 still, that are missing photos. There's only the first photo. You can ask them to send you a report. I just got the report, and I'm going to go through it and just see what listings are missing photos. Go in there and adjust. Also, with the barcode system, my new system that I changed over to in the last 3 weeks, all my photos are labeled. So if my store were to go down for some reason, within about 24 hours, I could have my whole store back up again because I have all the stuff built in. I'm now using new software, so I can relist my entire store in 1 or 2 days. I don't have to go back and look for pictures. They're all renamed at this point. What app software will do that inventory system? You can use Microsoft Excel or Google Docs and just type in. See, this is a perfect topic for the forum. So if you go into the forum, which is forum.dailyrefinement.com, ask that question. What's the best app or software for inventory barcode system? Which is totally unnecessary for your business. Unless you're doing more than $5 million a year, you don't need a barcode system. Unless you, I mean, you really don't in the beginning. Anything under like $5 million is still considered a small business. So you're not, in my opinion, needing that type of software. But if you want to throw it in there, maybe we can attract some big fish, some people that do that kind of volume that will expand it. Of course, it'll allow you to scan. A barcode is just a font. Just so you know, barcode is a font. It converts 00001 into lines and dashes. That's it. So it's just a font. You can scan it anywhere and it'll work. What's up, Pablo? So yeah, I'm going to be doing more in-depth stuff and having a smaller channel. So I'm okay with it. I don't need to have tons of people watching this. I just want to have good people watching it, have a good discussion, and I'm changing the way that I get paid. That's what caused all these problems, because I was trying to get paid on YouTube, and the way to get paid on YouTube is to be a drama queen. So that's not how I want to get paid. I cannot be a top YouTuber. My channel is tiny. There's people who make 30 grand a day. Like, my channel makes less than $200 each time I do a video. It would be very, very hard for me to reach 121,000 income, which is what's required for me to basically retire early, right? So 121 is easier for me reselling than it is YouTubing. I don't know how you can do it. It'd be very challenging. Although, if you decide you want to be a YouTuber, throw that in the forum and let's talk about it. I think I have some good ideas on how you could do it. If you just did a reaction channel or a channel where you give your opinion of the news, I think you could relatively drama free, create a 6-figure income on YouTube. That's just not what I want to do. If you want to go that route, throw that in the discussion. We'll talk about it. Why not? The one good thing about YouTube or information products is there's no physical goods, right? So if you are in the state of mind where you don't want to go look for things anymore, you want to just sell stuff online, you want to make something and people keep buying it, that's a digital space or YouTube, right? Even though I wasn't on YouTube for 2 weeks, my videos still make $50 a day, right? Without doing anything. So it's not quite passive because it drops over time if you don't make new content. But I'm saying that stuff continues to make me money forever. If that's interesting to you, let's talk about it in the forum. But again, I like making stuff with my hands. I like finding things. I like selling things. I like eBay because I get to touch the stuff. I don't mind that part of it. Like, I understand FBA, you send it in, you don't have to look at it anymore. But I like selling pre-owned things because it's fun. I have a history. I sold cars before. I sold wrinkle cream. I don't know if you guys know that. My first job was selling wrinkle cream to people who, it's usually targeted at pregnant women, but it can be used for sunspots. It can be used for runners. It can be used for people who lost a lot of weight. Strivectin was the company. I basically would call all the people that do I call all the people who were signed up for the mailing list and say, hey, do you want to try the product? If you don't like it, we'll buy it back from you, full refund, including shipping. So I've been in sales a long time, guys. Physical products, in my opinion, is where it's at. I like it. What's up, Paul? No, I agree. I love that red paperclip story. I do think, and for those of you that are not familiar, this gentleman traded a paperclip for a house. He just kept trading up and trading up and trading up. And you can do the same thing. I actually have another eBay account where I'm doing that. So I'm just trying to see if I can double $1,000 10 times. That's a separate account, and it's not related to 10K on the Bay or Daily Refinement. It's just a fun project for myself. And I cannot tell you like how much more time in the day I have not being on Facebook, Instagram, or social media at all. I don't even have the apps, and I haven't even been tempted to log back in. I don't miss it. What I miss is talking to genuine people on a specific topic. If you do the 80-20% rule, 80% of your whatever comes from 20% of your whatever. And for me, 99% of the stuff that was bad in my life came from 2% of the things I was doing, which was basically social media. So that's an easy drop for me. I want to still use it, but I'm not sure how. I need to take a step back and look because I'm really enjoying the extra time. Like, I don't think you guys realize how much time you're on social media. If you use the battery meter on your phone, you can see how much of your usage is whatever. And I think my highest usage right now is like weather. Like, I don't use my phone really at all. Duncan is asking if I got engaged. Not yet. I do have the ring. I asked for an extension. I was supposed to propose by like a week ago. So not that she's really holding me to a timeline, but I do have the ring now. To save tax, like I actually was like, I sent it to my friend in Utah. I'm from Utah, and it was cheap enough that I could buy him a flight to bring it to me. That was cheaper than the tax. So I was like, why don't you just make a trip out of it? You bring the ring back to me, don't lose it. And he didn't lose it, so that was great. I got the ring now, so now I can ask. Got to figure out the proper way to propose. Yeah, time vampires. That's a good one. Yeah, no, he's great. I just dropped him back off at the airport, so he is going back home. Really cool to come out here. He helped me with my process a lot, and I'm about in the next 3 weeks. If you guys are watching me on my stores, my store should triple in volume. So everything is in place. I hired a second person full time. I'm now reselling more than full time. So it's going to be pretty dramatic. I'm not making as much content anymore. Obviously, I didn't make a video in 2 weeks. So hopefully this helps you guys reach financial reselling abundance. Okay, so just in conclusion, for the people who are just stopping by again, I'm going to just reiterate. So before I get into reiterating, Muse, you are right. It is making me change the way I go about things. I'm basically not going to do social media because the benefit to the amount of work that it takes is not worth it. So just going to make YouTube videos and talk to the people that talk to me on the forum and call it a day. So stage 0, financial dependence. This is when you can get off of working for just yourself, right? So if you are just somebody's helping you, like your parents or your friend, because you're in a bad place, try to get it on your own. Even if you're behind on your credit card bills, that's fine. Stage 2 is financial solvency. Hopefully you have a little bit of money in savings, right? So you save some money, and now you're at least making the minimum payment on all your stuff. Stage 3 is debt free. Not all debt is created equal. Like if you have 7 the example Josh uses is if you have 7 mortgages for rental properties, you have a lot of debt, but you're probably doing okay. So not all debt's created equal, but I consider stage 3 debt free. Stage 4, financial security. That's when your business or your passive income pays for your basic bills just to get by, which is like 3 to 5K in my opinion. Then financial independence. This is where you make enough money to live a decent lifestyle. That's between 70 and 121K, in my opinion. And then financial freedom is like 250 to 500. This is where like whatever your heart desires, materialistic or not, you can still afford it. And then financial abundance is when you make more than that. And now you spend the rest of your day basically giving away your money and creating things for people and fully focusing on stuff. That's when you are killing it. So I love people who are able to create the financial independence model that they want, and then they just make more and more and more money, and then throw that money in onto projects to help other people. So that's where I want to be. So that's where I'm moving. So hopefully I'll see you guys on Discourse. So it's forum.dailyrefinement.com. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you like this new direction, let me know. Reach out to me anytime. You guys can email me at chris@dailyrefinement.com. Take care.